Hi, Josh here. In this video I'm going to show you a little bit on this occlusion system I've created in UE4 to experiment with bringing some of the obstruction functionality in WISE over to FMOD. I wanted to make it possible for sounds to be partially occluded, as well as be affected differently by different materials in the game. So to start off, we have a sound source radius variable, which goes into this function here, which calculates where around the original sound source to place 8 points, from which we'll calculate the amount of occlusion. Having 8 points allows us to calculate partial occlusion. When I place the blueprint in debug mode, you can see these represented for now as 8 debug cubes. There's a small function down here that causes the sound source to always rotate to face the actor, making this sound effectively a spherical source. However, you could feasibly create different shaped occlusion checks by manipulating the calculations in this function up here. We then do a line trace from the sound source origin to the player character. If there's something blocking the line trace, we get the material of the object which is blocking it. You can set the occlusion amount for each material in the blueprint settings. This is then outputted from the function as the total attenuation at origin. We then carry out a line trace for the other 8 points around the origin source. The attenuation for the blocking material is calculated for each of these, and then a sum of the attenuation is sent to FMOD. And you can change how much each point contributes to the total attenuation in this function here. So in FMOD, the attenuation total is driving a low-pass filter on the master track, and the sound source radius is driving the minimum extent and sound size parameters on the FMOD 3D panner. So if we take a listen to this in the demo level I've prepared, you'll see how the partial occlusion works and also the different attenuation for different materials. Now, because doing all these line traces would be quite CPU heavy, I've included a checkbox for high quality mode. So what this does, if it's enabled, it does all of the traces all of the time like I've just shown you, and if you disable high quality mode, if it detects that the origin point is occluded, it won't bother doing all of the other 8 checks that we have over here. And also, to not use as much CPU power, I've also included an occlusion refresh interval variable here, so you can define how often you're doing this check rather than just doing it every tick. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and you can see more of my implementation videos on my website.